Hello and good evening. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another So production, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we're doing it on Wednesday, May the 1st, 2024. January, February, March, April, May. Oh man, where's the time go? It doesn't matter. It's going everywhere and same place every week. Wednesdays and Fridays, that's where you can find these videos. That's what's up. So follow me on Instagram if you'd like to get it in chopped up little pieces. If you like to sniff it up in one large line in one chunk, you go and subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get the weekly reminders. And then you're like, man, is there anywhere I can get to also view the videos, but also become a member of sorts and contribute to the family, to the syndicate, to get the ball rolling even faster than it already is? And you're like, oh, we're already speeding down this hill so fast, but I want to contribute more. And for that, with your wonderful, beautiful question, you sexy son of a bitch, you sexy daughters and sons of bitches, you beautiful, sexy motherfuckers out there, there's patreon.com/RobSadry. That's where you can fiscally, financially support the show to see it enhance, to see it grow, to see it get large, to see it shrink a little bit, because sometimes it gets shy, but then to see it get large once again, because it's not so shy, is it? To see it get large, because it's not a show, it's a grower, but it's a show that grows. So I guess that makes it it doesn't matter. Watch it grow right before your eyes. So thank you for joining me. It's Wednesday. Feeling loose, feeling all over the place as per usual. Nothing is new in terms of like where I'm at in life, where you are in life. I hope there's new stuff. There's exciting stuff happening with each and every one of you. I hope you are finding new methods of extracting hair from your body, either by plucking it one by one, threading it, getting somebody to wax your back, getting somebody to wax your crack, getting somebody to perhaps just do a little bit of groomage. I know I did a little bit of groomage. It had been some time, and it's one of those days that I shaved my nuts like a gentleman right by the river with nothing but a leather strap, some foam, and a dull knife. That's how I like to shave my nuts. How do you shave yours? Frankly, if you're using anything else other than a leather strap, some tied from a river, and a dull knife, then you are, man, this is how society gets soft, man. This is how challenge yourself. Get a couple of scratches there. Start bleeding from the scrotum a little bit. That's how if you like. But it is nice to also avoid cuts, so I hear you. Okay, maybe that's not one area where we get, but nonetheless, I hope you're shaped, I hope you're groomed. I hope you're ready to have your nuts dipped in someone's mouth. I hope your labias are perky. I hope that your vulva is tuned up, ready to ride. Cause let's just face it, that pussy whack, that pussy crack, let your boy lay on his back. It's that power bottom once again doing it. And when it's Wednesday, all over the place, feeling all sorts of sensations, running a little bit on minimal sleep. Shout out to my fam if you're sleeping on minimals or sleeping minimally for some reasons, putting in a lot of work, getting caffeinated, which is nice. So shout out to the fam already out there, but let's get it going. No particular agenda, no particular topics, nothing. We're just shooting the shits between the familia. So if this is for the people that like to, if you're like, what is this? If it's your first time, you're like, well, it's just a hangout essentially. It's just a hangout essentially. It's just a hangout essentially. It's a wee bit of a hangout essentially. It's a tad bit of a hangout here. If you, we hang out. I come here. I make sounds. I make noises. I turn you on, I turn you off. You turn me on, then you turn me off. Then we do stuff to each other. This is fucking, we're just stroking each other off right now. I think, I don't even know what it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Let's get it going. I just want to, I'll say this. They say that the eyes are the window or windows. If you're working with two eyes, they're the windows. Window/S Windowses. They say the eyes are the max of the soul book they say the eyes are the opening gateway to the soul. They say I could get lost in those eyes. Be careful. I got lost in your eyes. They'll say that, I got lost in her eyes. Her eyes were beautiful. I got lost in them eyes. Or his eyes are gorgeous. Got lost in those eyes. So eyes are a place where people go and get lost. You could say the eyes are the lost and found body part. You know, that's if you lose a person, first place I'd say check your eyes, because they might be lost in your eyes. After that, if they're not lost in your eyes, check other people's eyes, because that apparently is where people go and get lost, or maybe their souls get lost. I don't even know. But eyes are this. It's beautiful. I'm grateful to have eyes. I'll say that. Grateful for a lot of things. Let's just start with. But let's just pump the brakes for a second. Let's just all relax. Just a wee bit of just to take a breather for a second. Let us just relax and say that we're grateful together. I know I am, for being alive, for having beautiful people in my life, family, friends, people who care. It's nice community, you guys and gals out there. So thank you. I'll say that. But that's I don't even know. It's eyes and yeah. So don't get lost in somebody's eyes. That's all I'll just say that. I'll just say that. They also say you can undress somebody with your eyes. God, I've tried. I have stared right into just staring at. Oh, let me undress you with my just staring at a fella or a lady. Just concentrating really hard with my eyes and trying to undress, but I've not yet accomplished that. But I think but again, it's not the end result. It's the matter that it's the fact that, are you trying? And yes, believe me, I'm sitting there staring, trying to undress people with my eyes, but it doesn't work. So that's why I think if there was I'll say this, I can dress people with my eyes. I can easily dress people with my eye. I could put a scarf around your neck anytime. I could see you in a skirt, lady. I could see it. I could see a mini skirt, lady. I could see a blouse. I could see a unisex top that goes on and off, mostly on. I could see you in hats, various hats. I could see you in top hats. I could see you in little berets. I could see you in I could see you in a hoodie. God damn, I could see you in a hoodie. So, they say eyes can undress, but something else that eyes do even better is dressing. Oh, I could see you in a cape. I could see you in nothing but a cape. I could see you in nothing but a cape and a pair of socks. Knee-high socks and a cape. No underwear, let's go. Maybe a necklace. So I could dress you with my eyes. People do that. So I suggest you try it out there if you like to. If you've tried, like your boy, to undress people with your eyes, but you're not successful, try dressing them. I think it works. Much easier, I'll say that. But that's neither here or there, and it's Wednesday. And let's just rock and roll. Let's just have some fun today. I'd like to say this. I'd like to take this time and just say, bitches be fine. Bitches be fine. Bitches are they're better than fine. Bitches are gorgeous. Bitches are fine the way they are. That's the message of today. That's one of the messages. That's one of the moral stories of today. But before we get to it, why are bitches fine? Why are bitches beautiful? Naturally beautiful. Why? Because that's the way. Because everybody's beautiful in their own beautiful way, and that's the beauty of it. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to get to? I've been hearing this. I don't know how new it is. I don't know how, but I just, it's one of those things that's popped up on the old radar. What am I talking about? Vampire facials, ladies and gentlemen. Vampire facials. Now, your boy happens to be, this is not a kept secret. You do know this about me. I am a vampire cunt, Dracula, of course. I don't go around, I don't go on parades, or I don't carry a sash that says, I don't have a desk with a little sign, with a little signage, with a little message just etched in a little metal plate that says, cunt Dracula's office or whatever. I don't have an office that says cunt Dracula. I don't have You don't go to a building and find me. You're scrolling through you won't see my name with with a room number on it that says Cunt Dracula room whatever. You won't find, because I'm not that type. We'll talk about it, yes, of course. Ever since I was a young man, it's familial. It gets passed down. Daddy has a talk with you at one point or another. You're a Dracula. You're a cunt Dracula, to be specific. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna enjoy life. You're gonna live forever, and it's all all the things that you've heard. Nothing new. But I am, after all, a vampire. So I did hear this story that came about that says vampire facials. And I said to myself, what are these vampire facials? What's it all about? Did a little bit of snooping, did a little bit of research, did a little bit of reading, did a little bit of research, did a little bit of reading, did a little snooping, just look around, sniffing. What is that? Vampire news? Sure is. People are getting vampire facials, but that's not and you're like, what is it? Before we get to what the problem is with these vampire facials, I'd like to say this. Vampire, I feel a sneeze is coming up. Oh, this is gonna be good for the ratings. Get it going, baby boy, get it going, concentrate. All right, we lost it. Maybe it'll come back later. Oh, we could have had something beautiful, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, vampire facials. It's when a beautiful vampire, when Cunt Dracula comes up to you and says, hey, if you're looking for a vampire facial, I'm here for you. And that's when we basically set the mood. That's when the lighting maybe dims down or lights up so bright that it's blinding. God, this light is so bright. Maybe there is no light. Maybe there's just candlelight. Maybe we're just using natural light. It doesn't matter, but it consists of a vampire, like your boy, Dracula, right, like your boy, and somebody in need of a facial. And that's when I get to work. That's when I start to stroke my cock. And I'm like, all right, if you want a vampire facial, well, I'm glad you came around, because that's what I do. That's one of the many things that I do, vampire facials. And I beat off and I beat off and I beat off until I can't beat anymore, and then boom, there it goes, erupts right on your face. Jism, but vampire jism. And that is, it's holistic, therapeutic. It's very simple, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 20 minutes. On some occasions, less than a couple of minutes. It really depends. Some might say a few seconds here. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter. One time we might be in a rush, and one time we might have been a while since I've given a facial, and it might be very quick. But that doesn't mean that there won't be longer facials later on down the line. If you just give it like 5-10 minutes, it'll be back up and running. But that's the thing. Everybody's happy at that point. You met with a vampire, you got a vampire facial, vampire jizzed in your face. Everybody's winning. You're feeling like, yes, my money's worth. Yes, I feel good about myself. Yes. Now I get to, I get an extra couple of years. Sure, it's not a full bite to the neck. I'm not fully turned into a vampire, but you get that vampire semen. Next thing you know, you're like, oh this patch of my skin is becoming extremely young. Everywhere else seems to be shriveling up like a prune, but this part where the jism landed, and I try to get it all over the place, so I get, make sure that but that's the thing, that one part of your body, or your face rather, hence the facial, just stops aging. Those are one of the benefits. It's glow in the dark too, so every time you walk in the dark late at night, whatever part of your face I or another vampire happen to have jizzed on will glow in the dark. So you no longer have to be like, oh, this dim lighting in these city streets at nighttime make me a little bit apprehensive about walking down these alleyways. Don't worry about it. Your face is glowing. Why? Because you got a vampire facial, fam. You're welcome. But that's just it. You do what you can. You give back. You try to be real with yourself. You try to stay as authentic as you can to yourself. you know, make yourself proud a little bit, maybe make a few family members proud, maybe make the community proud a little bit. And they say, you know, if you want the best facials, vampire facials, go see Rob, aka Count Dracula. And they'll say that, and people come get satisfied and they leave, and it's fantastic. But that's the thing, you start reading all of a sudden the newspaper, people are going to these vampire facials, and they're getting themselves mixed up with all sorts of things. Apparently, these Fugazi vampire facials are taking blood from you. Amateurs, fucking amateurs, taking your blood, doing shit with it that I don't even know what, spitting on it and playing yo-yo with it, letting it pick up a little bit of dirt off the ground, putting it in a microwave, and then putting it in the oven, and then spinning it, getting a DJ to come spit on your blood sample, put it on a couple of records, spin it a little bit, zap it with lasers, and then put it in some sort of syringe that's just, you know, some sort of back alley syringe, because they don't want to go get new syringes, or at least the syringe in the back alley that's not as used. You know, they go and get the most used syringes and they start jabbing you in the face with them. So now you're taking your own blood, doing all sorts of crazy shit with it and injecting it in your own face, trying to get that vampire facial, fam. For what? Because from the get-go, we said bitches are fine, bitches are beautiful the way they are. You don't need to do this. And if you want it, there are real authentic methods of getting it done. You don't need to go resort to some back alley, some fake shop that's like doing vampire. And that's the thing, if it was just that, you'd be fine with it. You'd be all right, like, it's not an original vampire facial, but at least I got to, you know, extract some blood, put it back in, very nice. I feel a little bit better, but that's not even, the sad part of all of this is, ladies and gentlemen, oh my. People are getting full-blown HIV. Full-blown HIV from vampire facials. And I am sick and tired of this shit right here. This is when it stops, because vampires, it's not easy. You know, I've had to do a lot. It took me a lot of, not just me, other vampires, other Draculas out there. We had to stay indoors for a lot of people. But thankfully, now due to technology, I can go outside, roam around on the streets, even in daytime. No problem. You have to, so many barriers, so many stigmas that we have to fight as a community. Oh, you can't let a vampire inside your house. The only way they can get in is if you invite them. So many stigmas. Oh, make sure that if you're interacting with a vampire, make sure that they don't suck on your neck, or make sure they don't suck on your wrist. So many stigmas. Stereotypical, which I am sick and tired of, but this one's a doozy. That's where I draw the line, man. Because one thing I'll say this, we've never been into giving anybody HIV, but these propped up little unqualified, uncircumcised, little shops rather, or maybe they're circumcised. Maybe that's the fucking problem. Maybe they're too circumcised. And they're going around giving vampire facials, conveniently they happen to give you HIV as well. So now you're walking away with AIDS face. And all you wanted to do was make your face look like a baby's face. And you got AIDS instead. And that sucks, because you're hurting in all sorts of ways. Vampire community's taking a hit, which is not nice. Lord knows, for thousands of years, it's not been easy. All of a sudden you get fighting propaganda, fighting actual vampires who are because there's alternative methods of consuming blood and whatnot. So, I've been off blood myself personally for some time. And again, if need be, vaginal ingestion of blood clots, the purest. Okay? So, all that being said, I heard about this, and that's when I said to myself, you know what, I feel bad for the people out there who are falling for these traps, for these gimmicks. Let me reiterate one more time. Bitches are beautiful. You heard it here first. Naturally, bitches are beautiful. Bitches are fine. You don't need this shit. You don't need the makeup. You don't need the removal of anything. You don't need the adage of anything. Bitches are beautiful. Let that message be heard. Okay? And I don't care if you're male or female. Whatever. Bitches are beautiful. This isn't about the sexes. This is just right here. Bitches are beautiful. Because that's the thing, man. Growing up, All of us, even as a vampire, you have moments in your life where you're like, oh, maybe I could, maybe my body's this, maybe my body's that, maybe my face is this, maybe my face is. You start doing things to yourself, not giving yourself enough time, not giving yourself enough love. And let me be the first one to say this. This doesn't even, but I don't even need the money from the vampire facial. That's just something I'd like to do. Vampire facial is something I'd like to do. I don't even care that it might hurt my business as a person who, but that's not even I don't even think you need vampire facials. And that's crazy. That's crazy. I know a lot of vampires are like, oh man, what's he doing? A lot of our business are gonna go down. People are coming in. Vampire facials are really hot. But guess what, fam? If I see HIV going around with these vampire facials and people are getting mixed messages about what they're supposed to be getting actually in a product, I say, skirt, sister. Skirt, fella. Hey, cuz, let's pull the handbrake for a second. Skirt, drift for a second. Let us park it. Let us just realize what we're doing. Let's reiterate, bitches are beautiful, bitches are fine. You don't need this shit. Makeup, put it down. Or whatever, do you, essentially. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your face. Like, if you want to do whatever you want to do. Inject it all you want. Inject your face with all the makeups and the fluids and the serums. And pull your skin back and pull. No, I'm not, there's no judgment. We all do little things that are, but I'm just saying it's just very difficult. I would say it's always been difficult, but it becomes a little bit more, it's progressively become more difficult. I feel bad for people who don't have a reference point in their life where they weren't dealing with all this, exposure to media essentially. And again, as a vampire who happens to be on media, this big fucking media, big vampire media shit, but that's the thing. I am now an adult, is what they say, allegedly, apparently. But I feel bad because I remember when I was growing up, you get insecurities. You have all these things. You're comparing yourself. You see other images of other people. You're like, oh, maybe I should be this. Maybe I should do that with myself. You stretch yourself. You pull yourself. You shrink yourself. You get bigger. This, that, and that. I'm just here to say one more time: bitches are beautiful. Bitches are fine. Find somebody. First of all, find that within yourself, and then find somebody who appreciates you for who you are. You don't need to add that all. Unless it's something that genuinely makes you happy, then by all means go get it. But I'm just saying, you hear about it and these things start early. People are getting, they're now prevention methods of for young people in their 20s going and getting facials and creaming up and just, it's too much. Relax, enjoy your life. Wrinkles are nice. Couple of scratches here and there are nice. So one more time, let us reiterate, bitches are fine, bitches are sexy the way they are. You don't need to pluck. You don't need to pull, you don't need to push. Enjoy your life and don't go get those fugazi fake ass vampire facials. If you want to get vampire facials, come to your boy, your man's. Count Dracula to the rescue one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've been thinking about this one thing let's get into it and see where it takes us, because I frankly don't know how okay, all right, let's get into it. Two people are walking down the street. There's only one person here, but two people are walking down the street, or maybe they're in a park. Imagine yourself in a park. Two people are in a park or walking down the street. Doesn't matter. One is selling sex. The other is not buying sex. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Or rather buying sex, but not buying sex. So one is selling sex. The other one is not. The other individual is buying, but not buying. So how would this go down? This would go down as, I'm just a regular person walking down the street with my perked up lips, with my juicy lips, with my cleavage out, with my skirt. It's a mini skirt, heels 75 inches, extremely long. It's huge. These here, like, oh man, I'm a fucking giraffe at this, but just, oh, so I want you to get that. I want you to get an easy peek under the skirt. So I'm 20 feet tall. Okay, let's shrink it back down. Okay, 7 inches is just fine. Leather. Just chewing bubble gum. Spinning the bubble gum around my index finger, pulling it, reversing it, putting it back in, shoving it in there. And all of a sudden I just, happen to just be like, I'm just a beautiful person out here. Happens to be selling sex. Because this is the issue, is that you could sell sex. And this is not for all the places. This is actually trying to figure it out with the fam. You could sell sex in some places, but you can't buy sex. So we're going through this as again, I'm out here, I'm selling, I'll just be walking down the street, I'll just be in the park, I'll be like selling sex here with my beautiful, juicy lips, selling sex. What's that over there? Nothing to see here, just selling sex. And then at the same time, you have a fellow or a lady come by and say, oh, well, I'm interested in purchasing the sex. You could say that. You could say you're interested. I don't know if you could say that. I don't know what we're supposed to say at that point, because you're allowed to sell it, but you're not allowed to buy it. So I suppose this is the way it would go down. If it were to go down the way it should. Person A selling the sex, you could declare that all day. You could be declaring that all day. I'm selling the sex. The sex is right here on the table, selling it 2 for 1. Set a price, however you like, $1,000 per pound of sex. Give me 20 kilos of sex. I'll take 70 thinly sliced slices of sex. I'll take a foot long of sex, please. Give me a bushel of sex. I'm selling a bushel of sex. That's the seller. You could say that. You could say all this, But then as the purchaser of the sex, you could also say, I'm interested in buying the sex, but I can't. So therefore, and then that's when you whip out the wad of cash or wad of coins, just a stack of coins. Because coins are also, cash is king, coinage is good. Whip out just quarters, nickels. If I'm a fan of nickels. Just stack of nickels, just a bag full of nickels, and you just say, now that the offer has been made, somebody is selling sex, the other person, I'm not purchasing sex, let me say this, but I will say this. I like the option of procuring the sex. Now, I'm not gonna do it because you can't, but I'll say this bag of nickels right here, I'm just gonna leave this bag of nickels between us as we're talking. And I'll say this, I could care less for this bag of nickels that is worth however much we decide it's worth for however long. I could care less about this bag of coins. This bag of coins means this briefcase filled with all sorts of dollar bills. I could care less what happens to these bills. I'm just gonna leave this briefcase of money here between us, beautiful person who happens to be selling sex, and me, and this briefcase. I could care less. This briefcase could drop dead. This briefcase of money, tell you what, just putting it out there. If you want to take this, as a matter of fact, I'm not saying you should take this briefcase of cash, but it just so happens to be a burden on it's one of those burdens on my back. It's just weighing me down. It's weighing down my pockets because I have loads of cash. So I'm just gonna leave this briefcase of cash in between us. And between you and I, after we're done talking here, my hands are, I don't even want to carry it. I'm just gonna leave this briefcase of cash here And after we're done talking, I will walk away, leaving this briefcase of cash to whoever should be interested and is close to proximity or calls dibs, could grab it and claim it as theirs if they like, because I could care less about this bag of money. I don't care about that. I'm not giving it to you asking for anything in return. But I'll also say this, it just so happens to be that I'm sick and tired of this briefcase of cash, this duffel bag filled with cash. I'm sick and tired of that. Oh, who needs this cash? Get away, God. But I'll say this, I'm not looking for exchange of anything. You know, this money is, you could use it for whatever. You could buy it, you could use it for, you could burn it for all I care. But I just happen to, I'll say this, I'm very, after leaving a wad of cash behind, I do feel lighter now. I feel good. I feel a little bit horny. And man, what are the odds of leaving behind a pile of cash and saying I feel horny? I'm in heat. One might say that. Now, if I were to say that, and you happen to, as somebody who sells the sex, not that you are in this particular circumstance, if you'd like to accompany me to a place and we could just 69 for about an hour or two, I think that is something that we could all walk away from and be very happy and be very pleased with what we got. Because I think that's the way so leave this cash, I don't even care for this cash, make that very clear. And say that I am leaving this pile of cash behind, not expecting anything, but hypothetically speaking, of course, should I abandon this piece of, this monetary little, what a fiscal bag of garbage for me anyway, and I don't even want it. It's just, I've had enough. Should you pick it up and after we're still talking and in the afternoon or whatever, should you want a 69? Should you wanna spit on my cock and just grab it tight with your vag? Grip it tight like that one time that I was at the zoo and a family of gorillas happened to get a little bit handsy and grab my cock, and the alpha male of the gorilla clan grabbed my cock, gripped it hard for 3 hours, would not let go. The grip was tight. I was behind some sort of there were bars, there was meshing, there was a little bit of a barrier, but the cock was grabbed by a giant gorilla. Would not let go for 3 hours, and eventually I had to bribe the gorilla via bananas so that he'd let go of my cock, but it was gripping. The point is that he was gripping very tight. And if I'm being honest with you, there were no bananas. I blew the gorilla just to have him let go of my cock. So, having said that, I want you to grab the point of this story was so that you know how hard to grip my cock. That's how hard. I want you to imagine yourself as a gorilla with your vag, grip it tight, maybe don't let go for 3 hours. That's all I'm saying. Now this, again, my relationship with this bag of money, as far as I'm concerned, it's over. Whoever happens to want to get this bag of money is free. And whoever should want to, as they say, pay it forward in some way, not in the same direct way. You don't need to, just because you've been handed a pile of money doesn't mean that you got to go out there and hand out money of yours. You could just, out of the goodness of your heart, out of your infatuation with your love for sex and the business that you're in, you could blow me and I could blow you back, which would be nice. So all I'm saying, we could do that, or we could just make it so that when you're selling the sex, you could actually buy the sex too, so that you could go up to somebody who is selling the sex and have a direct conversation. What are you selling here? And they'll say, I'm selling sex. And you could easily say, oh my goodness, what a coincidence, because I just happened to be walking by in this neighborhood looking to purchase sex. And you could buy the sex. I'm just saying, in different regions, different municipalities, different provinces, different states, different parts of the world, it's just different. It's just all different. But all I'm saying is there's something to be said about the fact that, it's one of those things. It's not even about sex, really. It's about autonomy of your body, of your choices. You wanting to and having the ability to go ahead and do that and be supported for it in a safe manner, so that you're not pushed into the underground. So you're not pushed into some sort of a, criminal web of criminality and darkness, so that you're not dealing with the criminal underworld who happens to, because once you say something is up for sale but is illegal to purchase, then it gets pushed into the underbelly where most people don't see it, walking with their regular eyes, even though their eyes they see it, but they have to pretend they don't see it. It's everywhere, but they have to pretend like we don't see it. I don't see nothing here. I don't see nothing. But that's when you, I don't even know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, this would have been, oh man. Okay, if there were two people, this would have been very much a full-blown skit of two people just engaging between you, a long-form conversation of A, person purchasing sex, B, person interested but not going ahead with the actual purchase. Wink, wink. It just happens to be unloading a bunch of cash here. It's Wednesday. I'm tired of people saying that they are branch managers. When you go inside a building, any office space, any sort of business, you walk in and they come and introduce, oh, I'm Kevin, I'm the branch manager. You're in an office, Kevin. What are you talking about, branch manager? I'm Lucy, I'm the branch manager of this facility. How may I help you? You're not that way. What? Branch manager? Branch menager? What? Last time that I checked, we're not in nature, fam. Last time that I checked, this is an office space. Last time that I checked, this is a place of business. I don't see no trees. I don't see no bushes. I don't see no topography. I don't see any signs of vegetation. And all of a sudden, you're waltzing in. Lucy's waltzing in. Oh, I'm the branch manager. You're the branch manager, are you now? Straight up looking in your eyes and lying to you. Meanwhile, you walk down the street, walk in the park, going for a hike, and all you see are these lonely ass trees without one single branch manager. So either there are branch managers that do really exist, but they happen to be the furthest thing away from a tree or a plant, which is like, what do you represent? What are your intentions really, branch manager? Not working with your hands, not getting the green thumb, yet claiming to be the branch manager? Filthy, disgusting behavior. It ends today. It ends with us. No more. If I want to see a branch manager, I will go down in the Amazon. I will spend a week amongst the Amazonians in nothing but my birthday suit. I will lick all the frogs in the Amazon, and I will have seizures and I will foam at the mouth, because that's my choosing. I will let an indigenous tribe just take me in and put me in a giant pot. I will let them do that if that's what they like to do. I will let the elders lick me if they want to start chopping up onions and adding a little bit of paprika in my eye socket just to make me a little bit more tasty for the later part of the evening when there's going to be celebrations and I'm an honored guest. There's about to be sacrifices made. I'm excited. All right. I'll do that. And then after we're done with the ceremonies in the evening, which I look forward to personally, I will go out there and I'll seek out some branch managers. I'll find me an oak tree somewhere. I'll find me a little willow tree and I'll get in touch with a branch. And don't walk into a building made of cement and sharp corners telling me about branch managers, fam. You're a suit. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, we need suits. But let's just distinguish here what we're dealing with, okay? There's, all right, the trees that are managerless, no management. And then people walking in, fancy cups of coffee intact, sipping away, 2-3 cups of sipping, talking deals, shaking hands, writing checks, depositing, withdrawing, all that shit, business shit. And all of a sudden they come and shake your hand. I'm a branch manager. I don't think so, Luz. I don't think so, Kev. While we're on the subject of things that have been a little bit on my mind, I'll say this. After I rub these fucking fine tits right here. Fucking cleavage makes the ratings soar. Subscribe to these tits right there. Fucking score. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, the point is that I am also, it just so happens that I'm also tired of getting peanuts, or rather so-called peanuts. People are claiming they're selling you peanuts and you eat them, you purchase them with your hard-earned money, you put them in your mouth and you're eating, and it's been, first 5 minutes eating peanuts. Some seems to be off. What is it? I can't put my finger on it. Another 10, 20 minutes, still eating peanuts, so you think. Chewing on peanuts, it's been 3 hours. Something is, so I'm getting cotton mouth, I'm getting a little bit of dry mouth, I'm getting something is off with these, and then it hits you out of the blue, man. No sign of pee on these actual nuts. These are peeless nuts. There's no pee in peanuts. There's no piss on pea. All I wanted to do was spend maybe $5.99 to $11.99 on a bag of peanuts and get myself some nuts covered in piss. It's 2024. When are we gonna stop with the false messaging? When are we gonna stop with the false advertising? When are we gonna say, if I'm purchasing a product, I like it to be exactly that, nothing more, nothing less. I'm out here looking for peanuts. 2 things specifically, pea and nuts. And you give me a bag, $11.99 plus tax, and I take that and I'm putting it in my mouth. And all I taste is what? Nuts, fam? No, it doesn't even smell like piss. You couldn't go out of your way and put a little bit of a hint of piss on those nuts if you're selling peanuts. Not even a little bit of concentrate piss. I don't care that it's fake or real. I'm just looking for the experience in and of itself. And all of a sudden, I finished 3 gallons of peanuts. My asshole is not happy because it's gonna be me sitting on the can, constipated. Because again, 3 gallons of peanuts, hoping that by the time I'm at the bottom of the gallon, I would have at least maybe the piss is seeped through the bottom. That's what I said to myself. Maybe the piss is on the bottom. So get through the whole can. I'm munching, shoving it in my face, and again, it's just nuts. Finished the entire patch, and it's disappointing. I feel duped. I feel a little bit naive. I feel I feel like I'm the fool here. I feel like, you know, you want to engage in relationships, you want to build long-lasting relationships that are set on a foundation of trust, commitment, stability, and a mutual, responsible give and take. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm here for peanuts and peanuts only. You're like, here, take these peanuts. You take them away, chewing on them. You're like, can't wait for a little bit of these, for the mixture of nuts and piss. And there you are, all by yourself, finished 500 pounds of peanuts, feeling extremely dry, feeling thirsty as fuck now. And you've consumed no piss. Literally no piss. Who do you call? Who do you have a conversation with? It's fucking Big Peanut, isn't it? It's Big Peanut, all the advertising from Big Peanut telling you that we're gonna sell you peanuts. And man, you pull a good one right over this guy's. I'll give it to you. Touché, my friends. Touché, but let me just say this. No other person is gonna fall for this. Nobody else will go on consuming so-called peanuts. As far as I'm concerned, it ends right here, right now. I want the people of the internet to raise your voice. Let it be heard, leave a comment. If you're sick and tired of consuming peanuts with zero traces of piss, if you're hurting out there, you're not alone. If you feel like you've been duped, let me say this, you're not alone. We're greater in numbers than they like us to think. United, we stand strong. Sure, they'd like to divide us between this, that, and the other, but we'll come together over two simple things: the love of piss and nuts. And that alone will unite us, and it's nothing that can stop us. So ladies and gentlemen, a few things that I just want to get off my chest. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. It is Wednesday, it's midweek, but it is the beginning of the month. So perhaps you too are out there starting to think that, man, where can I get these videos? You're starting to think that. Where can I get these wonderful, beautiful videos that are taken over the internet? Like Ivy takes over a building. You get it on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSandri if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show. Because after all, this is what we like to, in big media, or rather, this is what we like to call an independent project, which means you and I work together. See, the beauty of it is that I don't have a boss. Or maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But guess what? We could all be bosses together. We could all take turns sitting around the head of the round table, which has no head really. We could all just say we're sitting around the table as equals, as men and women who groom every once in a while, as men and women who appreciate a nice bush, as men and women who know what it's like to want to go out there and purchase the sex, but have to tiptoe around it like some sort of what is going on over here. We'll solve all of it together, one step at a time. You bet your bottom dollar we'll solve it together. So thank you for joining me. I'll say this, complimentary on the house. If you happen to, what are the benefits of coming here, joining this community? Lifetime supply of lifetime supply of fucking, you know, just hair in your, because that's hair, that's right. Ever go to a restaurant or just happen to make a meal for yourself and get a tiny bit of hair in your food, of maybe a strand of hair in your food, and you're disgusted, you're choking because you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I found food in my hair, and all he wanted to do was consume some hair. But there's no place that sells hair, is there? There are places that sell food with a little bit of hair every once in a while, but there are no places that specifically sell hair. But now I will provide that for you. There are going to be pop-up restaurants all around the city. Thanks to your boy and yourselves, your beautiful selves out there, who serve hair and hair only with a little pinch of food, so that it's not overpowering the hair. So the experience will be people gagging on balls of hair, like little cats, but you know, that's when you set the phones down for around 2 hours and look at your lover in the eyes and just, I can't breathe, oh, it's so hot, and this turns me on. And then you go home and then you get tweezers and you pluck, and then you get one nice strand that pulls the entire ball of hair out of their throat, and you've had yourself a wonderful experience of lovemaking. And then guess what? After the lovemaking, you light up a cigarette and you shove the ball of hair once again down your throat. So because that's the beauty of it, you can take it to go. You can take this right, yeah. That's free of charge. Pop-up restaurants that focus on hair first, food maybe later a little bit, but we're in the service business. You're welcome. Your boy likes to give back. It's Wednesday, you sexy sons and daughters of bitches out there, whatever you're doing, love you all. Thank you for joining me again here today. I'll be back here again on Friday. In the meantime, it's the midweek. Go get it out there, or maybe take a little bit of time to yourself, but then go get it out there, whatever you're doing out there. Love you all. Thank you again. I'll be back here on Friday. Meantime, be good to yourselves. Peace out. Get out of here.